In a bold move, the U.S. has sanctioned Chinese companies for importing Iranian oil, escalating tensions in an already strained relationship. While some saw this coming, the timing and targets have shocked many. We'll delve into the details of these sanctions and their potential impact on global trade dynamics. The United States has taken a strong stance against Chinese companies allegedly involved in importing Iranian oil. This move is part of a broader strategy to curb Iran's oil exports and limit its revenue streams. The U.S. Treasury Department recently announced sanctions against a Chinese oil refinery, Hebei Xinhai Chemical Group Company Limited. This company is accused of purchasing and processing Iranian crude oil in direct violation of U.S. sanctions. Operators at Dongying Port, a major shipping hub in China, were also targeted. This port is believed to be a key point of entry for Iranian oil into China. In addition, 6 ships suspected of being part of a shadow fleet used to transport Iranian oil were sanctioned, along with 2 ship captains. These ships are believed to be using deceptive practices to evade detection. These sanctions underscore the U.S. government's commitment to enforcing its embargo on Iranian oil. The U.S. aims to cut off Iran's ability to fund activities that it deems destabilizing. The U.S. argues that Iran uses oil revenues to fund what it calls destabilizing activities in the Middle East. These activities include supporting militant groups and other actions that undermine regional stability. By targeting Chinese entities, the U.S. aims to cut off a crucial source of income for the Iranian government. This is seen as a way to pressure Iran into complying with international demands. However, these sanctions have also heightened tensions between the U.S. and China. The two countries are already embroiled in a complex trade war, and these actions add another layer of conflict. The timing of these sanctions is particularly noteworthy. They come at a critical juncture in U.S. China relations. They come just days before high-level trade talks between the U.S. and China are scheduled to begin. These talks are seen as crucial to resolving the ongoing trade war between the two economic superpowers. The outcome of these negotiations could have significant implications for global trade. Some analysts believe that the sanctions could jeopardize the talks and further escalate trade tensions. The stakes are high, and the international community is watching closely. The U.S. government has made it clear that it will continue to target any entity, regardless of nationality, that violates its sanctions against Iran. This policy is part of a broader effort to isolate Iran economically. These latest sanctions serve as a stern warning to China and other countries that doing business with Iran comes at a price. The U.S. is determined to enforce its sanctions rigorously. The international community will be watching closely to see how China responds to these latest sanctions and what impact they will have on the already complex relationship between the U.S. and China. The outcome could shape the future of international diplomacy and trade. The shadowy world of sanctioned oil. A look at Hebei Xinhai and Dongying Port, 2 significant players in the global oil trade. Hebei Xinhai Chemical Group Company Limited is a privately owned oil refining company based in Hebei Province, China. Established with the aim of becoming a key player in the energy sector, it has grown significantly over the years. The company operates a large refinery complex that processes crude oil into various petroleum products, including gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. While Hebei Xinhai is not a household name, its alleged involvement in importing Iranian oil has thrust it into the spotlight, raising questions about its business practices. Dongying Port, located in Shandong Province, is a major hub for oil imports and exports in China. It plays a crucial role in the country's energy infrastructure. The port has modern facilities capable of handling very large crude carriers, VLCCs, which are essential for transporting large quantities of oil efficiently. Its strategic location on the Yellow Sea makes it a gateway for oil shipments from the Middle East, connecting China to vital energy sources. The U.S. Treasury Department alleges that operators at Dongying Port have been complicit in facilitating the import of Iranian oil into China, in violation of international sanctions. The use of a shadow fleet of ships is a common tactic employed to evade sanctions. These ships operate under the radar, making it difficult to track their movements. These ships often operate under different flags, change their names frequently, and disable their tracking systems to avoid detection, creating a complex web of deceit. The 6 ships sanctioned by the U.S. are believed to be part of this shadowy network used to transport Iranian oil to China and other destinations. circumventing international regulations. The involvement of Hebei Xinhai and Dongying Port highlights the challenges faced by the U.S. in enforcing its sanctions against Iran, as these entities find ways to continue their operations. China, as the world's largest importer of crude oil, has a strong incentive to secure reliable and affordable energy supplies, making it a key player in the global energy market. Iranian oil, often offered at discounted prices, is an attractive option for Chinese refineries, providing a cost-effective solution to meet their energy needs. Iran's economic lifeline: why China continues to import sanctioned oil. China's continued importation of Iranian oil, despite U.S. sanctions, is driven by a complex interplay of economic and geopolitical factors. Foremost among these is China's insatiable demand for energy, which shows no signs of abating. As the world's second-largest economy, China is heavily reliant on oil imports to fuel its industrial growth and meet the needs of its vast population. This dependency makes securing a steady supply of oil a top priority for the nation. Iran, despite facing years of sanctions, remains a significant oil producer with vast reserves. Its oil industry continues to operate and produce substantial quantities of crude oil. Crucially, Iran is willing to offer its oil at discounted prices to secure buyers like China. These discounts make Iranian oil particularly attractive to Chinese buyers. This price advantage is particularly appealing to Chinese refineries operating in a competitive market with tight margins. Lower costs help these refineries maintain profitability and competitiveness. Beyond the economic rationale, China's defiance of U.S. sanctions on Iranian oil is also a manifestation of its broader geopolitical strategy. This strategy involves challenging U.S. dominance in global affairs. China views the U.S. sanctions regime as an attempt to stifle its rise as a global power. By continuing to import Iranian oil, China sends a message of resistance to U.S. policies. By continuing to trade with Iran, China seeks to undermine U.S. hegemony and assert its own economic and political independence. This defiance is a key part of China's foreign policy. Furthermore, China and Iran share strategic interests in challenging the existing U.S.-led world order. Their cooperation extends beyond oil, encompassing various economic and political domains. Both countries advocate for a multipolar world where power is more evenly distributed. This vision contrasts sharply with the current unipolar dominance of the United States. Their growing economic and political ties, exemplified by the ongoing oil trade, are seen as a way to counterbalance U.S. influence in the Middle East and beyond. This partnership is likely to continue evolving in the coming years.